Good morning, my name is Yelis Bintang Permatasari. I'm from 3D Employ. I'm English Education Program, Faculty of Teacher Training and Educational Science, Galuh University students. Today I'd like to show my proposal framework with the title The Use of Debate Technique to Improve Student Speaking Skill. It is a classroom action research at the 11th grade in one of senior high school, Tasikmalaya, West Java. So I will divide my talk into 6 main points. The first is introductions, and then second research questions, purpose of the study, and then literature review, research methodology, and the last is conclusions and suggestions. So let's start with the introduction. Speaking is very important because by mastering speaking skill, people can carry out conversations, give the ideas, and exchange the information with others. In forms of speaking skill, students need to master the element of speaking skill such as vocabularies, pronunciations, grammar, and fluency. As a foreigners, many students actually have the amount of vocabularies, but unfortunately they have difficulties in practice speaking English. This problem also occurs to the 11th grade students in one of senior high school in Tasikmalaya, West Java. So the students' difficulties occurs when they speak English. This caused by students' limitation in mastering the component of speaking skill. Besides that, the students' practice speaking English is also still rare. They only have a little chance to practice English because most of their friends are speaks Indonesian. The student speaking problem actually can be solved by giving a lot of change for them to practice English either in the classroom or outside of the classroom. Practice speaking English in the classroom uh, should be interested, enjoyable, and of course the teacher need to use an appropriate technique in order to improve their speaking skill. So one of the proper teaching speaking technique is debate. So the researcher chose this topic for several reasons. The first, debate is an interactive technique used for speaking activity because this technique emphasizes on interactive activity involving the use of knowledge that can help both teacher and students to improve speaking skill. So the second reason is speaking is one of the language skills to be interested by students in order to be able to communicate English well. The problem that will be discussed in this study, the first is how is the implementations of debate technique to improve student speaking skill, and then the second, how is the improvement of student speaking skill after being taught by using debate technique. So the purpose of the study can be stated as follows. The first, to describe the implementation of debate technique to improve student speaking skill. And then the second purpose is to identify the improvement of student speaking skill after being taught by using debate technique. So another important point is literature review. There are two main literature review in this study. The first is related with the speaking itself, and then the second is related with the debate. So now let's see the definitions of speaking according to Brown and Flores 1997, that which state that speaking is an interactive process of constructing meaning that involves producing and receiving and processing information. So in other hand, the definitions of debate can be seen as the according to William Littlewood, Communicative Language Teaching, United Kingdom, Cambridge University Press, 1981, p. 57. They state that debate is about the real and simulated issues. The learners' roles ensure that they have adequate shared knowledge about the issue and different opinions or interests to defend. So, in other words, it can be stated that debate is an activity in which students take up positions on issue and defend their positions. So now, research methodology or the design of research used in this study is qualitative research or classroom action research. Classroom action research is a classroom action in a research which can be done by a teacher, researcher, or teacher with their student, which involves a groups of students to improve students and learning process or to enhance the understanding of students through the lessons. So the populations used in this research is all the 11th grade, especially second semester students in one of senior high school Tasikmalaya, West Java. So the sample of the research is 31 students. And then another important framework is instrument. Research instrument is a device used by a researcher while collecting data to make the work easier and to get better results, complete and systemic in order to make the data easy to be processed. So there are two instruments used by the researcher here. The first is observations checklist. In a ranked checklist observation, the researcher lists some students' observable behavior that indicates the students' understanding on the material that being taught by the teacher, and it can be seen by their activities and responses during the teaching process in the classroom. So the second instrument used in this research is tests. In this research, the researcher used an achievement test to measure the students' speaking skill improvement. The researcher used oral tests in the form of debate. So the last is conclusions and suggestions. So the conclusions of this proposal framework can be seen as follows. The first is the use of debate technique has been advocated in teaching process. Typically, debate is very interested to be implemented to improve speaking skill. And then the second conclusion is teaching speaking through debate can be enjoyable experience for both teacher and students. So the suggestions here is very necessary for the teachers that teach the 11th grade students in senior high school. So in order to improve students' speaking skill, the researcher recommend to the teacher that teacher must create enjoyable, fun, and interesting situations as possible as the teacher can, and the teachers can use the debate technique in order to improve students' speaking skill in the classroom or outside of the classroom. So this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for your great attention.